Okay, so thank you for being here today. I want to thank the VYC20 committee for joining me this morning because while I have practiced yoga for a really long time, I'm not super comfortable doing it in front of other people. This is kind of my little secret hidden special thing. So it's kind of, I'm opening myself up doing this and they are doing the same thing. So thank you. I hope that you get something out of this practice. If you don't know much about yoga, it's kind of a mind-body form of exercise. And so it really helps with not just your physical body, but also your mental and emotional. And at the end, we'll kind of talk about that. I'm going to have Chesna read a couple of things from the For Strength of Youth and how we can use this time and this practice to help us throughout all of our aspects of life. So let's get started. We're going to sit in a comfortable seat. So if you don't have a yoga mat, a towel or a blanket or just the floor will work. Yoga doesn't require a lot of equipment. So it's great. You can do it at home, anytime, anywhere kind of deal. So, all right, everyone's on the floor in a comfortable seat. And another thing about yoga is it's very personal. So do what feels good for you and what is comfortable. If I'm doing something and your body doesn't do that, probably because you haven't been doing it for a long time and don't expect that you're going to move in the same way that I am. So also follow the other people that are online, because we're all going to move a little bit differently because we have different bodies and we use them differently. And it can be kind of uncomfortable sometimes to sit and just be still. We move so fast through life and everything is fast paced. So when you get into a spot and you're sitting quietly and still, you might start getting fidgety. So just try and really think about your breathing and try and just open yourself up to this new kind of practice. Or maybe you've been doing it for a while and that's not new for you. So we're just going to start in a cross-legged position and just rest your hands wherever it's comfortable for you, either on your knees or in your lap. And we're going to just start taking some deep breaths. With yoga, you want to match your breath to your movement. And so before we can start moving, we need to find our breath and kind of just start breathing more deeply. And so just take in a deep breath and then release. And just do that a couple of times to find your rhythm and your pace and what feels comfortable for you. And as you do that, start to sit up taller. You want your head to be over your heart and your heart over your pelvis. And kind of pull your shoulders back so that you're sitting up really tall. This is great to help with your posture and to open your heart and your body as you breathe. I often will close my eyes and just kind of center myself and do a self-check and kind of say, like, where am I physically today? How is my body? How is my mental state? How am I feeling emotionally? And just do a quick check-in with where I'm at, because each day is different. And that's one thing that I love about yoga is it's non-competitive. I don't have to be better each day or better than somebody else. I'm trying to just be the best that I can be today. So some days we have more energy, we're ready to go, and other days we're not. We maybe have some emotions or some stress, and we move slower, and that's okay. So just kind of check in, see where you're at, keep breathing, and we're going to start. So bring your hands up to prayer, and just kind of set an intention for this practice. Decide what you need today and what will help you to be your best self. Let's see, it looks like everybody's following along good, so you must be able to hear me okay. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take a big stretch. Yoga moves kind of slow, I find, at the beginning, but don't think that you're not getting a good workout, because as you're doing all of this, you should be engaging your muscles. You're sitting up tall and you're pulling in your belly button to meet your spine. And so as you're doing that, it's actually a really good, it's really good on your muscles. And so you are getting good workout, even if we're moving slowly. So we're going to take a big stretch and really spread your fingers as you reach up, and kind of, you know, like when you see a baby stretch, and it's kind of silly. Just find what's natural for you, what is in your body today, maybe like a monkey, or just stretch as high as you can and keep that length through your tailbone up to the crown of your head. And spread your fingers and let the blood kind of flow from your fingertips down through your arms, and feel that. And remember that we're breathing, so don't hold your breath or pause. So breathe with your arms stretched up as high as you can. Okay, now we're going to just kind of gently rain it down so our arms are out in front of us, and then we're going to bring them forward and place them on the ground. Excuse me. And we're going to come down. You may just stop right here. If that's as far as you can bend, that's great. If you want to come down a little bit further, bring your elbows down to the ground and turn your hands over. And you're going to keep your shoulders wide, and you can just drop your head. And then you should be able to feel through your back and your neck a stretch. And just remember your breathing. And then we're going to roll up really slowly. So just you're going to have to anchor through your tailbone and kind of pull your navel in and draw yourself up and roll up really slowly. Until, again, your head is over your heart and your heart's over your pelvis. And we're going to do that again. So we're going to reach up really slow with our fingers spread wide, and reach up and stretch. We're trying to wake up our body. It's first thing Monday morning. Probably haven't done much because it's summer. So kind of wake up and decide how you're going to live your day today. What are you going to do? Are you going to go about your day with energy and enthusiasm, or are you going to kind of groggily go through your day? So this is a great way to start your morning and to start your week. Okay, then we're going to rain it down again and reach forward, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to land on the ground and bend forward and breathe. Okay, as we roll up this time, go slower than you. See how slow you can go. I think I went kind of fast last time. And feel your spine as you're rolling up kind of stack back into place. Each of the vertebrae lining up over. Okay, now what we want to do, we've done this kind of slow stretching. Now we're going to kind of rinse it out we're going to clench our muscles. And so I want you to draw your shoulders up to your ears, and just as you do that, breathe in. And then we're going to hold that breath at the top and just squeeze everything up and hold it until it's like almost uncomfortable to hold your breath. And then you're going to drop and breathe out and just release it. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times. So draw your shoulders up and hold it up at the top. and then release. One more. Release. Awesome. Okay, so now let me see where we're going to go next. Let's come on to all fours. So as you move through different poses, be really mindful. It's not a rush, it's not a race to get there. So, and think about, this is how I'm going to move through my day. How we move on the mat is how we're going to move through our day. So just kind of come around and set yourself up really nice. You're going to want your wrist underneath your shoulder and your knees underneath your hips. And your hands and knees are going to be about hip width apart. And make sure that you're not sinking down in your shoulders and sagging. You want to lift up, push away from the mat, and make sure that you have like a dome at the top of your shoulders and your back. Your feet are flat and pressed against the mat. And we're going to sync up our breath with our movement. We're going to do some cat-cow. So as you sink your belly and lift your head, you're going to breathe in. And then as you go into cat and you drop it and drop your head, you're going to breathe out. And pull your navel up to meet your spine. So do that at your pace. Sync up with your breath and do some cat-cow. And really stretch and feel through your spine as you do that. And you can curl your fingers. That'll help take some pressure out of the wrist. If you're not used to being on your moving your body this way, it can feel tight and sore. So just do what you can. If any time you feel like this isn't comfortable or it's too much pressure, just come to a seated position and focus on your breath. You can stretch through your neck a little bit if you're tight, if you're sore. You didn't sleep very good. Maybe bump your hips to one side and look over your shoulder. And to the other side. Another thing that I love about yoga is it's about what do I need? So how I move and how Chesna moves might be different. Because you want to just find what feels good for your body. And that's going to be different for each of us. Okay, come to a flat back position, stillness, and curl your toes under, and then we're going to breathe in, and on an exhale, send your hips up to downward dog. Okay, and I'm not going to expect that everyone's heels are going to come to the ground, so keep your legs, your knees bent, or your heels up wherever they go for you. And you're just going to pedal out. And if you feel like you're kind of stuffy in this position, that's pretty normal. It takes a while to be able to breathe with your head hanging down below your heart. Just pedal it out for a minute. And remember to take those deep breaths. And pull your shoulders away from your ears. Don't let them sink down. We want to be really strong in our poses. And then find stillness. Again, you might be like this. You might be further up. But just find some stillness and quiet and listen to your breath. Take 3 deep breaths. And it's okay when you breathe out if you make noise. That's actually encouraged. We encourage you to breathe loudly. Good job, Chestnut. At least you guys are all just at your own home. You're not on Facebook Live breathing loudly. Thought about screaming. If you haven't checked out this week's little teaser trailer video with the yoga, you should definitely go check that out. Okay, so Now we are going to bend our knees and we're going to take baby steps up to the top of the mat. So just really slowly, take some baby steps. Feel the sensation through your feet. Be really mindful. And then when you're at the top, kind of put your feet about hip width apart and just hang forward in a forward fold. And your knees can be bent, your hands can be down, whatever feels good for you. If you want to stretch to one side, stretch to the other side. And let your head hang. And remember to take those breaths. I like yoga because as you're focusing on your breathing and the movement, you don't have, there's not space for all the worries and the stress in your life because you should be thinking about your breathing. And so it really helps to clear your mind. And so it's a safe place. It's a place that you can be, you don't have to worry about other things because you can't think about them because you're supposed to be thinking about your breath. So maybe grasp your elbows and rock to the side. Again, if you're feeling too much blood rush to your head, just go ahead and sit in a seated position or take a child's pose. Okay, we're going to come up halfway. And you want to pull in your belly button to meet your spine. And this is really takes some strength to build up. And then put your arms back into airplane pose. And you can kind of work your arm muscles here if you want to. We just want to slowly come up so that we don't pass out. We don't want to come up too quickly. Okay, now come down to the ground, and then we're going to roll up slowly. Again, as you come up, you want to stack your spine up. You're going to want to roll your shoulders back, put your head over your heart over your pelvis into mountain pose. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here. And check in. Are we still feeling good? Everybody's doing okay? How about the ones that are out there? Give me a thumbs up if you're feeling good. All right, good. Lucy, Katie, Elijah, and Jacob are unsure. All right. Now what I want you to do is to step your right foot back. Okay, so you just step it back and kind of turn it out. And we're going to bend our left knee. And we're going to kind of come into this warrior one position. And you want to make sure you have a strong base. So take a minute and get there into a good position. And then you're going to raise your hands up. Keep your knee over your ankle. Make sure you're not leaning too far forward. If that's difficult, just go ahead and straighten up. And then look up and reach. And then we're going to come down into a warrior two. Pull your pinkies back. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears. And gaze over your left fingertips. Justin, why do you like yoga?
I like yoga.
You gotta talk loud.
I like yoga because I can be slow but still get good exercise, and it helps me.
Okay, now go ahead and bring your right arm down to your back leg and lift your left arm up to the sky, and this is like a peaceful warrior pose. And your leg is probably getting a little tired, so if you need to, go ahead and straighten it. And then we're going to cartwheel down into from your lunge, open up your chest. You can put your knee down if you're getting tired. And then we're going to do a twist. So put your right hand down and lift your left arm up to the sky. And bring it down and frame your foot. And then we're going to bring our right foot up to meet our left foot, and we're going to go through that on the other side. So let's hang for a minute, and then we will slowly roll up to mountain. Roll your shoulders back. Make sure you're in a good alignment. Take a couple breaths. It really makes me happy to see everybody joining me this morning. I was pretty worried, but you guys are doing awesome. So thank you. Okay, now we're going to go to the other side. So remember, we stepped back and turned our foot out and then had our event. So now we have our right foot forward and our left foot back. And we're going to raise up, stretch up. Remember our little baby stretch or monkey stretch, reach up. And let that blood flow back down for our arms. Okay, and then bring them down to a warrior two. And make sure you pull your shoulders back, your pinkies are back, your shoulders are down away from your ears, and gaze over your right fingertips. We're going to go back into a peaceful warrior. Good job, Chas. Okay, and then we're going to cartwheel all the way down. Bring that foot into our lunge and open your chest. Remember, you can lower your back knee if you need to. It should really be about what feels good for your body. You don't want to strain or hurt or try and compete with what somebody else is doing, but make it feel good for you. Okay, now we're going to open up to a twist on this side. So our right hand is up. Look up, keep a good length from the crown of your head through the back heel, and really stretch through that. Okay, now bring that down. And this time we're going to step our foot back into a plank pose. And you can come down to your knees if that's easier, or you can stay up in plank. And here, let's have Chestnut do some mountain climbers. What? So if you want, kind of wake up a little bit. You can go slow. You can go fast. Get some blood flowing. Okay, and then find stillness. Good job. Okay, we're going to lower to the ground. And as you do that, go really slowly and keep your shoulders above your wrists. And come down to the ground. Now put your feet flat. And we're going to lift up into a cobra. Maybe it's just a little baby cobra. Maybe it's a king cobra or something. I don't know. Big. Gaze down. Remember to breathe. You should sync up your breath with your movement as much as possible. And go down. And we're going to come back and lift up onto our knees and send it back into a child's posture. So you can rest your head on the ground. You can have your hands forward or back and just rest and breathe. If you can't come all the way down, it's okay, you can sit up in prayer posture, whatever is comfortable for you. Sometimes it's hard to breathe at first when you're first learning to do this. And so if you feel like that's not comfortable for you, don't go there. Don't go there. So just take a few minutes to breathe. Really great. You guys are doing awesome. All right, go ahead and kind of come up to a seated on your knees kind of position. And we're going to transition to sitting on our bottoms. And so however you do that is fine. Just be mindful about how you move and come to sitting with your legs in front of you. That's okay. Try to. Okay, draw up your right knee. And maybe it only comes this far, maybe you can pull it all the way in. But bring it up and hug it in. And then take so we have our right knee up, take your left elbow and kind of walk it around, or however you can do it, and put your hand behind you and kind of twist and look back over your shoulder. And once you find this good twist in your spine, keep that twist, but turn your head forward. Keep your foot active, your left foot, instead of just letting it hang down, pull it up and keep it active. And find a lift through your front body, keep your chest lifted, and kind of ground down through your back. And take deep breaths as you're doing this. Breathe in and kind of sit up taller, and twist more as you breathe out. Okay, we're going to release that one into a butterfly. Kind of stretch. Everything that we do, kind of, as we do it one way, then we release it another way. If you're sitting here, you can massage the inside of your foot if you need to. Give it a little bit of love. Massage your feet. Wake them up. And sit up really tall. Okay, let's go to the other side. This time our right leg is out. Our left knee is lifted. And we're going to take our right arm around. Look over your left shoulder. And when you find that twist, you go ahead and look forward. Remember to breathe in and sit up taller. As you breathe out, to twist a little bit more. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring that down into a butterfly one more time. If you want to make your butterfly fly or whatever, you can do that. Whatever feels good for you. This time, go ahead and grasp your toes and stretch through your back, and then lean forward and stretch that back. Again, if you only come this far, that's great. If you can come down further, then that's awesome. Do what feels good for you and for your body today. All right, sit up straight, bring your knees in. We're going to sit back and either you can just hold right here as you lean back, or if you're feeling strong, you can lift your shins to the sky. You can keep your hands here. You can extend them, whatever feels good for you or feels safe. If you're here, that's great. If you're here, Chestnut wants to give us straight legs. And then just breathe. Awesome. Go ahead and lower your legs. And one of my favorite poses is a flat back on the ground, where you finally at the end get to rest. So before we do that, let's go ahead and just kind of pull into a tight ball and drop your neck. Stretch one more time through that neck. Maybe look up and then down and then up. And then we're going to come lay back on a flat back position. And let's bring your right knee into your chest and pull it in. And then we're going to straighten it up. And now we did that with our arms, where we let the blood kind of flow the opposite direction. And this is doing the same thing for our legs. So you can rotate your ankle if you need to, stretch it, point it, and we'll bend it and we'll switch legs. We're pulling our left leg, bring it to our chest, and then straighten it up. And rotate if you work out anything in your leg. If you can't lift it all the way up, that's okay. Okay, and then we're going to bring it down. So find a, so let's take a couple breaths just laying right here. Relax your feet. Your hands can rest on your stomach, or they can come to the side in a corpse pose. And let's take 3 deep breaths. Again, you can make noise with your breath. So breathe in, and then breathe out through your mouth. There you go. One more time. At the end of a yoga practice, it's traditional to put your hands into prayer pose and bring it up to your third eye, right, kind of above your nose, on your forehead, and to say namaste. And what that means is that I'm recognizing the good and the light and the truth inside of me, and I also recognize that in others. And as you go throughout your day, if you'll think of that everyone has good in them, and that there's good in you, or on a more like spiritual level, that we are all children of Heavenly Father, that will help you to interact better with other people. It will help you to feel better about yourself and about others in the way that you treat other people. So bring your hands up to your third eye, and we'll say namaste. Okay, now you're welcome to stay there or to sit up, but I was asked to just share a little thought at the end of our yoga practice. So first of all, good job and thank you. That's awesome. You guys did a great job. That was really awesome. If I can get my computer to open up here, I will share with you a couple of thoughts. All right, so I found a scripture in Doctrine and Covenants 88, and it's verse 15. and it says, the spirit and the body are the soul of man. And it kind of really resounded with me in my yoga practice, that as I bring together my physical with my spiritual or my mental and emotional, that creates my soul. And we know that that we're not just physical beings and we're not just spiritual beings, but we're a combination of those. And so it's important for us to not only exercise our physical bodies and to make them strong, but also our spiritual bodies through reading our scriptures and saying our prayers, just as we do a daily exercise routine or a yoga practice. To become physically strong, we need to be spiritually strong as well. We need to be exercising our spirit and doing those daily practices that will help us to grow spiritually strong and resilient to the challenges and trials that we face each day. In the For Strength of Youth, it reminds us that our body is a temple and a gift from God. And it tells us that we will be blessed as we care for our body or our temple. There's many wonderful blessings promised for keeping the word of wisdom and caring for our bodies. And I really, as I exercise, as I do my yoga or walking or whatever form of exercise, I can feel that I'm keeping my covenant to my Heavenly Father, to take care of this physical body that He has given me, and that I am honoring that and showing respect for that gift that He has given me. And so that's just a little bit of what I wanted to share with you. Go check out the For Strength of Youth pamphlet, read under the physical and mental health, I think it was. Anyways, and remember that it's important to be physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually strong. And I hope you guys have an awesome week, that as you go through this week, this is our physical week, that you will take time each day to do something for your body. Eat healthy, exercise, drink more water. My answer for almost anything is yoga and water. So find ways that you can each day be stronger physically, mentally, and spiritually. And you're awesome. I hope you enjoyed this and have a great day. Thank you.
Thursday 11. Workout Thursday 11.
Oh, there's a workout Wednesday at 11. So tune in for that. It's going to be awesome.
Thank you guys for joining me. You're awesome. I was waving at the TV, but I guess that this is the right way to wave.